Welcome to the World Order. I wanted to talk about the actual concept of the New World Order. We've been hearing about it for decades and decades, and we've been on the lookout for it, and many of us are wondering when it's coming. Well, the reality of it is that it's already here. The New World Order is already here. It's happening now. You missed it because you were waiting for something to arrive. You had no idea that it was already being implemented, that it's not an abrupt change, but more of a transition like everything else in life is. It's an evolution of things. I'll make you understand. Anything that is new has to replace the old. And this never comes in a dramatic way, especially when you're dealing with groups, large groups of people, the masses of people. If you want the masses of people to adopt a view, adopt a way of living, you can't just throw it onto them all at once. You have to slowly indoctrinate them. And the first way that you indoctrinate them is by mind. You have to implant subtle ideas into their mind. Ideas so subtle and so simple that in the very beginning they cannot reject them. They can only accept them because there would be no reason to reject the idea. You know, it can't be complicated, it has to be very simple. And throughout time, you add more on to this idea. You feed this idea with images, with words, by changing the environment. And down the road, way in the future, or at the end of the time, then they are unaware of the changes that have been made. The New World Order is already here. It's happening in your food, it's happening in your environment, it's happening in the air that you breathe, it's happening in nature. Everything in nature shows you that there's been changes. The temperature, the air. You can even look at your own self. Look at your body. Look at the way you look. Look at the way people look today. People weigh a lot much more. People are a lot more heavier than they were 10 years ago. But they're eating the same food. They have the same diet. But they're getting fatter and fatter. They're also dying younger, eating the same food. What's changing? If it's not their eating habits that are changing, if it's not their diet that's changing, then it has to be the food. Everything is changing, but you have to pay attention. You have to pay attention. Everything that you see on the news is actually telling you. Now, the media is good and bad. The media is good and bad because it's the biggest tool of indoctrination, actually. It's the biggest tool. Advertisers indoctrinate you. The television is the biggest tool of indoctrination. But you actually do not get rid of it that easily because you can just leave your house, and businesses are a sign of indoctrination. If a in certain areas, in certain neighborhoods, if you see a Starbucks there that wasn't there before, Starbucks represents something in certain areas. You understand that there's change coming to that area if it doesn't quite fit in that particular environment, if you understand what I'm saying. So all this change is happening around you, but you're not open to it. You're not paying attention to your body. You're not paying attention to the way that you feel, which is another huge sign of changes that have already taken place. People are dying younger, although technology in science is so much far more advanced. So why are people dying younger? No one asks these questions. You just continue on with life. And you pick the battles that people give to you. But you don't look at your own life and see what's wrong. You skip your own life and you focus on maybe the life of others, some sort of battle or ill or war or concept or topic that actually does not affect your life as much as your health does, as much as um, your learning does, your ability to have good health does. These things that are aching and natural and innate in you, the way your body feels, you'll ignore it and you'll pay attention to something else. You know, you'll pay attention to someone else, maybe someone else who has that same ailment. And you'll look at them and you'll be like, wow, this person's really screwed up. Yeah, but you will never mention the fact that you have the same ailment, that you have aches and pains, that you're always sick, that your diet hasn't changed, but you have a lot more pills that you have to take at this point, that you're in your 30s and 40s, but you feel horrible. Why is that? You say, oh, I'm stressed out. I'm stressed out. That's because you're being indoctrinated with so much in such a short space of time. But you're not paying attention to it. You look at it as if it's enjoyment. But your enjoyment is stressing you out. Your enjoyment is aging you. And you're not paying attention. The New World Order is here. Everything that has existed in the last 10 years has changed. Yes, there's something called evolution, but there's something called a natural progression of things. Then a natural progression of things is not to have a banana that weighs 10 pounds. It's not to die 10, 15 years younger. You know, when people 10 years ago were living to be 80 and 90, but you're dying of a heart attack at 40, or you're dying at a heart attack at 45. And now they calling that natural causes. It's the New World Order is not about a microchip. It's not about you going to a concentration camp. It's not about um, this cataclysmic end of the world sort of thing. And people know that that is what you expect to happen, and that's never what's going to happen. So you'll be lulled to sleep because day by day you're like, oh, there was no meteor shower. Oh, it didn't rain down hail and burning fire, so everything's okay now. But it was never going to happen that way. It was going to happen in your food. It was going to happen in your air. It was going to happen in subtle laws. It was going to happen in things that you only hear about after it's done, 5, 10 years after it's already done. But your body is telling you that there have been changes made, but the air that you breathe is different. But the weather is different. Nature's different. Things are dying earlier. There are less of certain things. Or there are things that look abnormal and unnatural in nature. But you don't question these things. You just think these things are a fluke. No, they're the result they're the result of the New World Order. You are the result. The way you look now, to be 20 years old and look like you're 40, that is the result of the New World Order. Everything, your body feels it. You're not paying attention. And everyone has this ability to pay attention, to sense things that are going on. But the thing about it is that it is known that one of the strongest indoctrination tools is images, is visual. So you are led to be distracted this way, and you'll also be led to get engaged emotionally. The most powerful force is with emotions, not with the mind. It's with the way a person feels, because people will outfeel their mind, their thoughts in a minute. I just feel this way. I just feel this is right. I don't like this person because I just feel this. We will counteract an intellect in a heartbeat. We will go against the way we feel. Oh, my leg hurts. Oh, I have heartburn. Oh, my stomach hurts. We'll ignore the way, we'll ignore that message that says, hey, why don't you go ahead and get that looked at? Oh, it's not normal that you need antacid every day. Oh, that ulcer that you have, you start getting those signs about a year ago. Oh, you know you drink too much coffee. Oh, you know that you don't go to the restroom regularly. That you haven't been to the restroom in 5 days. There's certain things like that your intellect tells you once it takes that signal from your body, from your feeling, but you override it. You override it. You override your intellect. It tells you this isn't right. This isn't right. You're waiting for a comet or something to tell you that the New World Order is here when it's been here. It's been here. Everything in spirit, everything in nature. I don't necessarily need to get in spirit, but for some, they will understand that better. Everything in that has told you that changes have been coming. This is the New World Order. People are changing. And as far as this earth being overpopulated, you won't necessarily have to worry about that because people are dying younger. People are being cleared off a lot sooner to make way for more powerful, more people who can adjust and adapt to the future, people who will serve a purpose in the future. So much of this warring and these illnesses and all of this, much of them will be ignored and not taken care of in the bigger scheme because they're used to cleanse the earth. And nature, once nature gets involved with tsunamis and earthquakes and everything, unnatural, untimely earth clearings, then you'll really know. You'll really know that everything is cause and effect, and the New World Order has already been here. Stop looking for it, it's here. When your cousin dies at 34 from a stroke, from something that didn't run in his family, you'll know that it's already here.